They're just so flowy and like comfy and cozy. I wanted to show you the books that I picked up in Waterstones. I don't have a library card. I have never borrowed a book from a library. I'm about to have a really good time listening to my book and eating this. Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog. I feel like I haven't filmed a vlog in such a long time. I think it's been over a month now, which is just crazy because they're my favourite videos to film and edit. I just find that the sit down ones can get a bit tedious. June was just a bit of an odd month for me and I didn't get around to filming any vlogs. I want to change that now and I want to get back into the swing of them. So we're going to get the ball rolling again with a book shopping vlog because I know how much you guys like them and they're the most fun for me as well because I get to go book shopping. Yeah, they're just really fun to edit as well. So yeah, June was just a really odd month for me. Firstly, because we had a heat wave in the UK, which felt like it lasted the whole month. So if I was reading or doing anything, it was just in front of the fan or I was just like a sweaty, horrible mess and I did not want to vlog because I didn't feel my best. It was just so hot, it was unbearable. And then at the beginning of June, we went on a family holiday. It was my boyfriend's dad's 70th birthday, so we all went on a family holiday and I obviously didn't film during that because it was like family time. And I also didn't get to read much because we were spending so much time together, but it was lovely. And then last weekend, it was my little brother's 19th birthday, so we had him stay over with his girlfriend and we all went to see Zach Bryan in Hyde Park. That was just an incredible time. He is so good live. It was just an incredible show and so good to experience it with my brother as well because it was his first festival or concert. So yeah, just so much going on in June and that's why I haven't been vlogging. But going into July, I definitely just want to spend a lot more time at home. I want to read a lot more, take it a little bit more chilled and recharge my social battery, definitely. So all that to say that we're going to be getting back into the vlogs. I'm going to vlog today, book shopping, and then doing a few other bits. And then tomorrow I'm going to start a weekly reading vlog as well. So we're just going to head to the bookshop bright and early this morning. There's a few trophy books that I want to get that I've read recently and I've loved and I just want to have on my bookshelves. So that's the main goal. I think the sun's really coming out now, so we probably got really bright. I also want to pick up a couple that are on my July TBR because I just want to have them in physical. And then what else? Just have a little look, see what's new, see what's out. I feel like it's been a little while as well since I've actually been into Waterstones and just browsed. So there should be a few new ones out there and the table should definitely be refreshed as well. I also realised when I got ready this morning that I wore this same outfit the last time I went book shopping, so you just have to excuse that, but this is just my go-to outfit at the moment because these, I don't know if you can see them, like these linen trousers, they're just so flowy and like comfy and cozy. So when I'm going book shopping, they're like the perfect thing to wear, especially when it's a bit warmer. And I don't have a new outfit for every video anyway. I do find that I struggle with that, not having like the same top on in thumbnails like consecutively, because I just don't have that many different outfits, especially when it comes to like cozy video outfits. I don't know, I normally live in like my Taylor Swift jumpers in the winter, and then now I'm kind of living in like comfy baggy pajamas when I'm around the house, so not very aesthetic for a thumbnail. But yeah, so anyway, I'm wearing the same outfit, so don't mind that. Let's just get going to Waterstones. I'm so hot now. That was okay when I was in Waterstones. I was like leisurely walking around, having a good time. I spent like 2 hours in there. And then as soon as just walking through the shopping centre and it's now full of people, it's just so hot. I need a little moment to sit and decompress, have a bit of aircon. It was successful though. I did get some books and I'll show you those when I get back later. There were 2 books that I really wanted to get and they didn't have them, or they had them, but I'm really fussy about having like scuffed edges, especially on a trophy book, because I'm not going to be reading it physically. So yeah, I didn't pick them up, but I'm debating whether I'm going to go somewhere on the way home and see if I can pick them up there instead. Maybe, we'll see. Because, oh no, one of them actually is on my July TBR, so I do kind of need it. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel once I've had a little like relax moment. And then I also picked up a Chipotle. So I got a little Chipotle salad bowl and some, sorry, the noise of the bag. Some tortilla chips to dip in it. So my plan is, I'm gonna stop touching the bag. I'm gonna sit here, decompress a bit, eat my salad bowl before I start heading home. And then on the way home, I also need to go to the library because I don't have a library card. I have never borrowed a book from a library, which is just wild because I have a booktube channel. But I didn't really read as a kid, and then when I got into reading as an adult, I've just been like mostly a Kindle reader, and then I just like the convenience of just like going on Kindle and being like, purchase next book, purchase next book. But the more I read, the more expensive that is getting, and I realise I need a Libby account. But I think to get a Libby account, you need to be registered with your local library. So that's what I need to do on the way home. I need to go to the library and register, and then hopefully be able to set up a Libby account. I feel so behind the times, like just shopping at Waterstones and buying books on Amazon, like through Kindle. It feels like it's definitely not the right way about it. Like there's definitely better, cheaper ways to read books, and yeah, I'm just not there yet. And I'm also very particular, like when it comes to buying books, I'm very particular about like the quality, and then I want them on my shelves. So like borrowing physical books doesn't really appeal to me because I only really get physical books for my shelves. But yeah, definitely the Libby app. I need to utilise that if I can and start borrowing some books on there. So I'm going to eat this. You might have seen a clip when I got here earlier because I got here too early and I was reading A Man Called Ove. So I started reading that last night and I'm like 40% in or something now. So I'll finish that with you later today as well. But I think while I'm sitting here and I'm eating, I might put a chapter of the audiobook on because I'm not really an audiobook person either. I just get too easily distracted, and if my hands are free, I'm going to be doing something else and I'm not going to be thinking about what I'm listening to. So I do prefer just to read on an e-reader so that I can't get distracted and I've got to focus and I get sucked in more that way, which I know isn't the case for a lot of people. A lot of people like audiobooks because you get more immersed. So I have been trying them, like when I go on walks and stuff, I do the odd chapter here and there, and I need to be doing something where I can't get distracted. Sitting here eating now feels like a good one. So I'm going to read a chapter, I'm going to listen to a chapter of that. I think I am really enjoying it so far. It's an odd book, isn't it? It's not like anything I've read before because he's a very unlikable character, is Ove. He's very, at the beginning I was like, how are we gonna like this man? He's actually just very unlikable and very mean, and then he comes across nicer when he's talking about his wife. So you see glimpses of him there, and then as you see like some of his past, you start to understand why he could be so mean at the world. It's very contrasting though, because it's like you read one chapter and like, oh, it's really feel good, it's really fuzzy, or it's quite funny, the interactions that he's having with people, and then there's just like a darker storyline happening. So check the trigger warnings, because there is this darker storyline, but it's just so casually written that yeah, it's a very odd one, but I think I am really enjoying it. I think I'm really liking reading a different story, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes because I'm still quite early on. I think I'm 35%, did I say that? So I am really enjoying that. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to eat my salad. I'll show you it quickly. I just wanted something easy, not too heavy. Oh, does look like a good one though. Does look like a good one. Look at that. So we've got the guac, the cheese, the salsa, the corn, the lettuce, the chicken. That actually looks really good. Oh, and the sour cream as well, and then the tortilla chips to like dip and eat. I'm about to have a really good time listening to my book and eating this. I have a library card. I'm now a library member, finally. All this time buying so many books and I could have been borrowing so many. I finally have a library card. It feels so weird saying this. I feel like this is something so obvious and that a lot of you already have, and something that you should do first before going out and buying so many books. But I don't know, just the way I got into reading, the convenience of just having my Kindle and then just quickly purchasing, I just didn't think to do this. So if you're like me, because I'm guessing I'm not the only one in the world that hasn't done this, then go get your library card, go register and go check out your local library, because I've downloaded the library app, the Libby app, and I don't know if we use Libby as much in the UK because there's also the BorrowBox app. So I'm going to try both Libby and BorrowBox to see which one I can find like the books that I want to read on easiest, because the main reason I want to do this is so that I can download ebooks onto my Kindle without buying so many through Amazon. I do have Kindle Unlimited, so I will keep using that, but I just want to see if the books that aren't on Kindle Unlimited I can get through these apps before going and purchasing them. This all feels very silly, like these are things I should have been doing and that you're all doing anyway, but I'm finally doing it. I'm finally doing it. But anyway, I wanted to show you the books that I picked up in Waterstones. There were two that I didn't pick up just because I've mentioned before, but I'm really fussy. I don't want tattered edges or anything like that. I'm really weird. I'm really fussy. I need to get over it, and I will try and get over it and just start reading physical books and get over the fact that I just want them to look nice on my shelves. I don't know. Anyway, so there were two books that I didn't get, and that was It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I really want to pick that one up in physical because that's on my July TBR, and I just have a feeling I'm really gonna like it. And I do want to start reading like romances in physical because they're just quite small, easy to read paperbacks, and if I want to get into it then I feel like that's where I need to start. So I do want to get It's a Love Story and I do want to read it in physical. And then Malibu Rising. Every time I see Malibu Rising, it's in terrible condition, and it's my favourite read of the year so far, so I need to have a good copy of it, and I just haven't come across one. So I'm in the office on Tuesday and there's a Waterstones near my office. I'm going to try again then, and if they have those two books then I'll definitely be picking those up. But the books that I did get, first up we have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I feel like everyone has been speaking about this recently as it's her new release, and I don't know, let me know, do I need to read the books that were before this before I read this one? I feel like it's characters that were mentioned in earlier books. I'm hoping I can just go into this one, but I'll check it out first, and let me know as well if you've read them, if you think I can just read this one first, because I've been seeing this everywhere and it just looks like the most perfect summer read. It looks like we're going to be following Alice, who I think is a photographer, and she took Charlie's photo back when they were younger, and I think circumstances have them meeting again in Barry's Bay when her and her grandmother's peace is disrupted by a familiar yellow boat and the man driving it, which I'm guessing is this one. It just feels so summery, being on the water and Barry's Bay. I do really want to read this one, so let's hope that I can just jump into it. That's One Golden Summer. The next one I got is a trophy book, and this I gave 5 stars in June. It's The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Look at that. It's just such a lovely cover. The house with like the little canopy thing in the background, and the bus with all like the weeds growing up it. I just love the cover. I love this story. Yeah, if you haven't read it and you want a really good, feel-good, cozy fantasy with amazing characters, funny characters with dark humour, this is the one for you, because it was just so fun. And I do really want to read the second one now as well, because I just want to be back with these characters already. So this one's a trophy book, and it is The House in the Cerulean Sea. And then I only got 2 more books, so I picked up The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah, which again, a trophy book. I read this in June. I feel like we've all heard about this one. 2 sisters following their lives during Nazi-occupied France during World War II, and following their lives and how they unfold. And it's very emotional, it's very interesting, it's very eye-opening, and it was just a really good book, a really good historical fiction that has made me want to read more, which is why I also picked up her new release, which is The Women. And I've heard people talking about this one a lot recently, obviously because it's her new release. I think this follows women during the Vietnam War. Yeah, so it looks like in this one we're going to be following an army nurse in the 1960s. So set a little bit later than Nightingale, obviously, 2 different historical events that happened. I'm really excited to read this one, and if it's anything like The Nightingale then I'm really excited to see what it shows me, and hopefully it sends me down a lot of like Google deep dives and makes me understand a bit more about what happened then as well, because that's what The Nightingale did for me. I know they're both fictional, but they do get you looking into things and interested more in things that happened that I wasn't really aware of before. So yeah, I feel like this one's just going to be just as good. From the reviews that I've seen and the people talking about it, I feel like this one is going to be just as good. So that's The Women by Kristin Hannah and The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. So 2 Kristin Hannah books. So I only picked up 4 books. I was hoping to get more. Like I said, the 2 that I didn't manage to get, I'll hopefully be picking up on Tuesday. Hopefully. There wasn't much new out other than that really. I was looking around the fantasy and trying to find some fantasy books to pick up, but I'm not really reading fantasy at the moment, which is odd because I love fantasy. I did see a few that I do want to read. I just don't know if I want to buy them yet. And as well, when it comes to fantasy, a lot of them are series. So if there's a really long series, I don't usually buy it in physical, apart from Akatar. I kind of just have like standalones, duologies or trilogies, because I feel like series take up so much shelf space that I don't really have. So when it comes to fantasy, that's why I don't really buy a lot of them as well, because if I buy one book, you have to buy like 3, 5 more. But I'm happy with the ones that I did get. For the rest of the day, I'm just going to go back to reading A Man Called Ove. And I listened to a chapter while I was eating. You would have seen that. What a chapter to... what was that? Little teapot. What a chapter. So it was chapter 14 that I listened to, and for such a small book, and I'm only how many pages in? 120 pages in. That's just wild how much it gets you feeling, and it has your emotions so up and down and really trying to understand him, and you already feel like you've seen so much of him in 120 pages, but you're trying to see where it's going to go from there, and it's not that big of a book. It's like 300 and something pages, so a lot is happening in a very small space of time, and I am quite enjoying it. It's so hard because I guess enjoy is the wrong word. I'm finding it very interesting to read about him and try and understand him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I find the story fascinating and seeing his life, because there's a lot of older people who I think can come across this way and like stuck in their ways and a bit grumpy. He seems to only show when he's like frustrated, but he seems to keep every other emotion inside, which I think is the fascinating part, because you're trying to understand him when he's doing that. I'm just so stuck between the fact that it makes you feel good, but then it is so deep, so emotional and a bit darker. It's got that real mix. So yes, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I'm going to go and get comfortable on the sofa and just finish this, I think, and have a really chilled evening. So I will keep filming just so that I can give you my final thoughts on the book, so I don't leave you hanging. But that's all we're going to do now, is just finish reading this and I'll give you my final thoughts. The lighting is terrible now, so sorry about that. But I finished A Man Called Ove. A Man Called Ove. I've been saying it for so long as Ove that now Ove just doesn't roll off the tongue. Wow. It was a really good book. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it actually, because I feel like the first 60% of it just felt really emotional, really heavy, but then so feel good at the same time as well. It was like such a contrast. And I was really enjoying the story being told like that, because it really sort of kept getting you and not knowing what's going to happen, and seeing his development as well, like seeing that yes, he is a grumpy old man, but it deals with more than that as well. Like there's a lot of like mental health and loss and grief, and seeing everything that he goes through is just, yeah, that part of it I really enjoyed. And then this probably sounds really bad, but the more uplifting it got sort of towards the end, it's still very emotional, but yeah, I don't know, I guess when it all starts changing, there's definitely a moment in the book where it starts changing and your focus is on different things and different people. I kind of lost a bit of interest. It does all play into it, it's just, I don't know, I guess the story just wasn't hitting me as much as it progressed. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards like a 4.25, 4.5. Maybe 4.5 would be fairer, because the things that this book deals with, it does deal with a lot and it gets you thinking. If you haven't already read it, then I do recommend it. I'm going to go 4.5. I feel like 4.5 stars is fair for it, because what was it that had me crying? In the car when I was listening to the audiobook, the end of that chapter I think got me a little bit. And then I got the tissues out. Why did I get the tissues out? What happened? Oh, that's going to bug me. What happened? Oh, it's a spoiler. I can't tell you. But that was around the 60% mark. I guess once I got that out of my system, I guess there were no more moments where I needed to go for the tissues. It was still feel good towards the end, and the contrast of feel good with the emotional depth as well, and the deeper topics, the more sensitive topics in the book. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars, and I now want to go and watch the film, because it's Tom Hanks and I love Tom Hanks, so I might actually just go up to bed and watch the film now if I can find it on something. I didn't mean for this to be like a reading vlog in the middle of this book shopping video, but as I was reading it and I knew I was going to finish that book today, so why not just give you my live thoughts on it. So this video feels a bit like a book shopping reading vlog in one, and I hope you don't mind that. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow I'm going to start filming a weekly reading vlog. It might last a bit longer, reading my July TBR with you guys, so I'm excited about that, because the first book I'm going to pick up is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, so that's what I'm going to be picking up tomorrow. I can't wait to get stuck into that one. So yeah, I'll see you in that video. Thank you for watching. Bye.